All right. Let's get started. It's Therax. I'm doing another stream here of MechWarrior Online Competitive. It is the Tournament of Stars 2023 season. I think it's season 2. Um, I've got a Division S match here between two different KDCM teams. All of the teams in Division S are KDCM. The entire league was built by drafting somehow. Very few details as to how that draft occurred. I understand it was team captains and they started picking players or something and then made some sort of post-draft adjustments. I don't know. They're trying to make balanced teams within their division using a draft system. And we're on week 3 right now, so they've had 2 weeks that they've played. And actually, looking at the division, it looks pretty close. The first place team is 99 points. The second place team is 97. Third place, 94. Fourth place, 89. Fifth place, a little bit lower, 69. And the sixth place team has only 43 points. That's after 2 matches played for each team. So what we have here today is the Russian Interior Decorators, who are currently in first place with 99 points, against the third place team, the whole Kernal, which has 94 points. So 5 points between these two teams, and yeah, it looks like the division is working, I guess. I mean, so far, sample size will get better as more matches get played, but so far it looks like drafting the teams has worked out. Now, I've got the stream up. We've got players in a lobby. Looks like they're readying up. I'm going to switch the thing before I... Oh no, I did forget something. I forgot to take off the stream starting thing, plus the background. Let's get that out of the way in case I do a lobby cast again. That'd be terrible. But plan for failure, hope for success. Okay, and I'm gonna no one has indicated that they are locked yet. This is trial summoners. Like, they don't have to do anything choosing the mech. There's no choosing spawns. Okay, I've got a ready from one player. Okay. Looks like we got it. So we're launching in, and I gotta switch my scene over. There we go, get the full screen up there. So yeah, we got the blue side, you know, and the red side. It's all KDCM. I don't know, what am I supposed to call them? Interior Decorators and Kernal? We'll figure it out. We're just gonna get going here. A little bit of a delay, you know, IRL stuff or something. Now, who's excited for this? I'm excited for this. We have a summoner. What do you know? So, for those who are not aware, the first drop here, we're doing a dual 1v1, and everyone's in a trial mech. So, they should have identical builds. There should be no skills on these builds as well. It's a dual UAC 10 summoner from both players. Let's get in a cockpit here. And yeah, ammunition, they've got like 5 tons of ammunition. It's enough for 1v1. We shouldn't be concerned about anyone running out of ammo here, unless if they have exceptionally poor aim, or exceptionally skillful damage spreading. Probably would take both. So a little bit early damage here, hit to the leg. Now, the thing about this trial mech is the legs are quite stripped, and it looks like maybe Wyatt is going for the legs here on Rickshaw. That's an interesting strategy. I haven't seen enough of these duels to know whether the meta is to go for legs or to go for the torso. As it's a trial mech, everyone is aware the legs are going to be low. And yeah, Wyatt definitely looks like they're going for the legs. Now, the problem with going for a leg is that after you take one off, your opponent can start shielding, and dead leg has so much damage reduction that you know, it can be difficult to get behind even a leg mech to get that second leg when somebody's doing a good job shielding. And the damage reduction on shooting the dead leg repeatedly is just, you could end up losing against someone who's going torso. But Wyatt has picked legs. Rickshaw is going for torso. Side torsos are getting weak on Wyatt. If one of those UACs is taken out, that does, you know, I mean, that's half the firepower. So it's not nothing. But the damage lead here is favoring Rickshaw. Got a little bit of background noise. And there we have it. Legs go off, and Wyatt does pick up the win. Side torsos open on Wyatt. Not significant damage though, didn't lose any weaponry. And let's get the stats up on the screen here. Got the stats up. I need to put stats on the screen. Go over here. There we go. I did it. Okay, what did the stats tell us? The stats told us that both players did about the same amount of damage, so I guess the jams weren't a serious factor. You know, when they're dueling in UAC 10s, whoever gets a jam, that's bad news. Really bad news, particularly when they're brawling up close like that. If you get an unfortunate jam, that might be the difference. But in this case, I think the difference was the strategy of shooting legs. And, you know, Rickshaw didn't decide to sacrifice a leg, which might have been the correct decision here. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see more of these duels, figure out what the meta is, if it is shooting legs or if it is shooting side torsos. Okay, we're starting a 2v2 next. What is the map? Let me check that. Steiner Coliseum. Let's get that on screen. Oh, I've got the stats on the screen. Nobody can see what I'm looking at. I hope. Alright, so the next up is a 2v2. It's going to be Steiner Coliseum, another one of those Slayers maps, which people may or may not be familiar with. Slayers game mode having been removed, it comes back for VenQ once in a while. And we're doing an assault and a light. So each team has one assault, one light. The other team also has one assault, one light, you know, nice and symmetrical like that. We're not doing asymmetrical warfare. But it's funky. You've got things going on there with the assault light thing. I might be getting a co-caster here. That'd be brilliant. I need to make sure I have everything set up for that. Discord sounds. So jump in here, then we can have them. Get that MW stats out of the way before I do another lobby or radio cast. Okay, we've got people in the lobby. Great. What was I talking about? Yeah, it's lights and assaults. So the assaults carry enough firepower to blow up a light in like one shot. So do you try to like range trade against the assault and just like peek and poke and hopefully you don't get blasted, or do you take a light that either tries to get a backstab on the assault or does a buffering for your assault where it's you're bringing a brawler but you're not sending it to trade against their assault or sending it to backstab against their assault. You're instead just trying to keep their light from backstabbing your light, your assault, which I don't know. It's very interesting to me here as to how light assault combined 2v2s will play out. So yeah, do I have a co-caster or don't I? I'm not sure yet. I don't see them. I'm alt-tabbing all over the place to try and figure it out. Hey, oh, I need to switch this to not push to talk because. Hello. I've got somebody in my co-casting channel, but I don't hear them yet. I need to make sure that they're on the stream before we get into a drop, because otherwise bad things happen.
Yeah.
But there we go. You want to give me a little test sample here with your voice?
Yeah. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right.
Fuck off.
I think it's good. I think it's good. Okay, so I've got Dubious Squirrel joining me in here for co-casting. I need to bring you into the lobby. Which, are you in MWO?
I am going to start the game right now.
So while Dubious Squirrel's logging in, I will give them a gap that everyone else can listen in on as well. Uh, we've got a Division S match here between two KDCM teams. The first place team, which came into this with 99 points. The second place team, which had 94 points coming into this, so very close between the two of them. And that last one. I need to put points on the screen here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so we're just getting into the 2v2 here. We already had the 1v1. And gonna see.
Yeah, I'm just joining now. Actually, I've come in at just the right time. You're doing 2v2s now?
Just finished the 1v1, just starting on the 2v2s.
All right, good.
So, teams are had a bit of a delay, some IRL something or other. And here's my, there we go. I got you a lobby invite, which hopefully actually got out to you.
Yeah, got it.
Great.
Thank you, Therax.
All right. Yeah. So previously they've logged, so I think we're gonna go. Hope nobody's AFK.
Okay, I'm coming into this kind of cold. I've got no prep. Who's playing who? Which div are we in? What's going on?
It's Division S. It's all KDCM. So on the one side in the blue we have Interior Decorators. On the other side we have the whole Kernal. And
all right.
Interior Decorators came into this with 99 points in first place in their division, whereas the whole Kernal has 94 points and are sitting third in their division.
Gosh, okay.
And I forgot to get the, I didn't forget. Okay. I'm on top of everything. Even if it doesn't look like it. Just gonna have to believe me.
Yeah. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, so it's Assault and Light versus Assault and Light. This is not Trial Mech, so I want to see builds. I'm going to look at the blue team here, blue team being the Interior Decorators. We have a Direwolf, UAC 20, 2 UAC 10s, 3 UAC 5s. Yeah, okay. I mean, you can do that on a Direwolf. You're stripping something, but could be just ammunition, seeing as it's a 2v2. And we have a Piranha Hero Cypher with Micropulse and standard machine guns. Interesting. The range doesn't sync up all that well with those weapon systems. Looks like Direwolf is pushing. Now, on the red team here, which is the whole Kernal, we have medium pulse heavy machine gun out of the Piranha Kitfox. Kitfox Hero. I forget the name of it. And a Direwolf with UAC 20, UAC 10, UAC 5. Frostbite has dropped down. Crazy Indian Joe is dead already. Lost something and went down. Frostbite is going to have a Piranha on their backside. I don't think the Direwolf is going to be capable of dealing with that. Doesn't even look like they're trying. Are they disconnected? There's no torso twist here. That was odd. Looked like something went wrong there. Maybe a disconnect on Frostbite in that Direwolf.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I mean, Crazy went down very quickly, got legged, and then, yeah, very quick, brutal match.
Yeah, it just looked funny to me.
Something
looked off. See if the teams let us know what did or did not occur there. I'm trying to pull up lobby stats, but it's being... Some of these websites sometimes run a little bit slow, which, you know, is what it is. And we're just lucky to have them, so can't really complain. Okay, there we go. I'm going to pull up this screen with the lobby stats. Can I get that? Yeah, it looks like I have it. Okay. The story of the drop, something went wrong with the whole Kernal there. I'm not entirely sure what happened. It looked to me like maybe the Direwolf was disconnected, just continuing to walk in a straight path. There was no torso twisting going on. And I don't see any confirmation of that. Now that I've gotten to the lobby, I can see both players are disconnected, but they might have disconnected while waiting for me to get back to the lobby as opposed to in the match. I'm gonna try to get the lead for Team 2 back in the lobby. Either way, I don't think there's any provision. If they were disconnected, I think it's still considered a win here. Um, I'm not sure if this spreadsheet is actually functional in terms of correctly calculating the score. I need to reread the rulebook at some point. I've not found the time to do that. Um,
Okay, remind me if you could which div. I'm trying to catch up.
Division S.
Division S.
Yeah, the one with all the KDCM teams.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's confusing.
Yeah, it's a draft division.
Yeah, I kind of know what it's called. I'm not sure if we can accurately call it in
Okay, it looks like
stream, but
we're
yeah, it's
redropping
fun.
here. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, if team wants to redrop, then we can redrop.
Well, it's up to them.
Yeah, we'll sort it out in the rules later. I'm not a ref. Not my problem. So, it looks like both sides have agreed to redrop. I think there was a disconnect on the direwolf, but I think it happened after the Kit Fox was killed, so I don't know. But the movement looked really off to me. And there seemed to be some confusion there as to what occurred between some of the players that were in the match. So if one of the teams is offering the redrop to the other, then I'm not going to get in the way. So we're redoing it. We have a mech change that has occurred. It's not all direwolves this time around. We have the same direwolf out of the whole kernel.
Oh, hang on a second. Isn't that kind of sneaky? A mech change?
I mean,
Oh no,
redrops you're allowed
redrop.
to do mech changes, so
You
I
are
don't know.
okay. All right.
I don't think this is an official redrop in terms of rulebook, but MWO comp basically whatever the teams agree to more or less goes. So
Yeah.
they changed to Spear Bear LBX-20 SRM6s, but they still kept that Piranha who is lagging behind the Kodiak after getting the initial scout. And we have a 1v2 engagement. The Piranha's not at the fight yet. That Kodiak is going in, taking punishment, and we'll see how this goes. Looks everybody's shooting, so that's better than last time. Kodiak is not doing so well against that direwolf right now. Side torso is off of it. Although the direwolf has lost a leg, and the other leg is barely hanging on. Piranha finishes up the kill. Now it's a Spirit Bear versus the Kit Fox. The Kit Fox desperately trying to pick up the kill. Kill is worth 2 points, so even if there is not a win here, getting the kill would be big for that Kit Fox to switch priority here. Now, I don't know. Finishing the kill on Spirit Bear instead of chasing the kill on the Piranha might have been the better decision there. But in the end, this is the same 2-0 sweep as the drop that had the disconnects. So
I'm
there we
actually
go.
kind of surprised by that. I thought maybe the Direwolf Kit Fox combo would have been better than the Spirit Bear Piranha, but I mean, it played out as it did. Look at the damage, fairly even.
That Direwolf might have had a lot of a lot of stripped legs there is my suspicion. Just the way
Hmm.
that it went down a little bit fast, and then that loadout, just the way it's set up. It's so heavy with all those autocannons that there might be a lot of leg armor stripping
Hmm.
in order to squeeze on some ammunition as well.
Yeah.
Gotta pull up some stats here. Can I do it? There we go. Do I have that on screen? I do. Okay, so now I can go to the next map. Yeah, just to kind of run through the damage here. The direwolf from Frostbite actually did the highest damage in the match, but went down to the legs. And I guess damage spread from the Kodiak on the torsos was a little bit better than, the direwolf wasn't really able to shield their legs. Piranha coming around and sweeping them from behind. Pretty clean cut. Actually, I'm surprised the damage is how it looks. The team with more damage actually ended up losing that drop.
Yeah, strange that. The damage was kind of even-ish, but yeah, unexpected.
Okay, because it's the same result, I don't have to change the scoreboard. That's all good. Yeah, so early lead in the match here from Russian interior decorators. It's not significant yet. We're waiting for players to lock up here for the next drop. The next drop is going to be on Liao Jungle. It's also one of those 2v2s. Three mini drops together make up one drop one. So we're on, the third part of drop one, or however you want to call it. It's going to be one heavy and one medium on each team. So, okay, we have a lock called out of the first team. Liao Jungle can be played range. It's more likely they're going to play it Brawl, I would think, just because of the the medium heavy component here. It kind of leans toward faster mechs, a little bit more brawly, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, if you're going 4v4 or 5v5, then you have a chance to knock some legs off on the way in, but
There's a tonnage
2v2,
difference
it's got to
here.
be brawl, really.
Yeah, we have 130 tons to 115,
Hmm.
so
Oh,
that's a may or may not be meaningful.
I think it is. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. There are some strong, faster, lighter mechs. Like it could be a linebacker versus like a night gear type situation. Here we've
Actually,
got.
I
Oh,
think I'd, if I was a betting man, I'd bet on the lighter.
I would go
Drop.
the opposite. It's a Mad Dog C. That's where most of that missing tonnage comes in.
Right?
What is on the build there? Two
Okay.
LBX20s. The Veagle has the mini Atlas build of an LBX20 and four SRM6s. Over on the whole kernel, we have an LBX20 Orion 2C. That's the hero, the skull. So it's LBX20, two ERPPCs. Those ERPPCs are going to be hot. And then Black Lantern with small pulse micro lasers. Now, that Orion's going in at the front, but given its build, I don't know. Interesting movement here. Okay. The Orion's taking the beating here. Obviously, the called focus target, Zelnega there, probably has an open side torso. Yes, LBX20 is still on there, and the RPPC's left torso was gone, so that's just the SRMs, no big deal. The Veagle is not looking so healthy out of Longbow Blue. Legs are the kill call here. It goes down. Now it's down to the Mad Dog with an open yellow leg against the Orion. Orion's down, and so now the Mad Dog is legged, so the Black Lantern has a significant mobility advantage here, but that Mad Dog still has all of its LBX 20s. That is significant damage. Um, Black Lantern's trying to be a little bit cautious here, take some interesting peak angles, try to. This Mad Dog's looking right at it. Is there a UAV above them? No, I don't think the UAV would have had range, but I guess Giggity has a good game sense here. Black Lantern's trying to get those peaks in.
Yeah, it's a tricky proposition for them.
Yeah,
The
side
Black Lantern
torso.
here.
Side torso got blown off on that Black Lantern. Was trying to time the peaks there to get 2 shots in for 1 return fire, but didn't quite manage to tank the damage. Now, how... Yeah, that Mad Dog, the leg isn't open yet. Like, they're doing a good job shielding here from Giggity. And Squishy's just not going to be able to get in there. Those LBX 40s, that is a scary weaponry to be facing. Oh, it's only 1 LBX 20 now from the Mad Dog. How's the ammo count look on Giggity? I wonder where it's at.
Well, good question. I mean, he's fresh. He's lost a leg, but apart from that, he's completely fresh.
Oh, there it goes
And
down.
he gets the kill, right?
So just checking the ammo count. There's only 6 shots left for Giggity. So not a large margin of error there available. That was close. That was a really close drop.
Yeah. Oh yeah, looking at the damage, Giggity definitely got some farming done there. Got both kills, 670 damage.
600 damage. That is... I mean, that's meaningful.
Significant for a 2v2.
Yeah. Lit up on screen. Now, with a kill there, the whole kernel does pull up their point total a little bit. Not all for loss. 670 damage. Nicely done. Not much more to say about that.
Yeah.
And the leg shielding is quite impressive as well. Okay, we are doing Conquest, and we're going to Tourmaline Desert. 200-ton drop limit.
Okay, so this is the first of the 5v5 drops.
Yes.
200 tons. I guess we're expecting mostly medium mechs here, I think.
Yeah, you can do... Okay, so the nice and simple drop deck building is you take 5 40-ton mechs, like a mix of Arctic Wolves and Vipers. There we go. That's a drop deck, 200 tons, everybody's happy, you know. It's simple, it's easy, everybody's moving more or less the same speed, and you just brawl it out. That is the absolute brain dead, most obvious way to build the drop deck, and it works. Now, you can try to get fancy. Tourmaline Desert, maybe you could play a range, kitey, snipey, something or other, and then you want to maybe take a heavier medium and some light mechs, or maybe even squeeze a heavy into your drop deck, and then a whole bunch of light mechs. But I'd be expecting to see just, fast brawlers. That's, why reinvent the wheel when what you already have works? Like, that's kind of where I'm at. Then again, on the other argument is that the Black Lantern and the Stormcrow are very powerful chassis for open terrain brawling like Tourmaline Desert. So you could bring a couple of those by just downgrading, 1 or 2 of your Vipers to a Mistlings, which isn't a significant game-ending downgrade. You could also get fancy, try to play on the spires with some sort of range overwatch, but because these drop decks at 200 tons, they're so fast, it's difficult in my mind to try and pull off a range overwatch type strategy here.
Hmm.
Like how my aim's not good enough to hit PPCs against a Viper when it's coming in reliably. Like that's not. And then once it's on top of you, you're just dead. So, um, but you could see something different. I played my match already this week, and the opposing team tried to run an LRM drop deck against us, which we were much too fast for that. But maybe with some sort of tweaks, maybe ATMs could work. Um, I don't know, but yeah,
Oh gosh, no, no. With this tonnage limit, I wouldn't do LRMs, but I think there is potential for a receive deck. Maybe you can kite a little bit. You could go kind of medium range trade on this. So BR mediums, light machine guns.
yeah. I mean, red lasers are just so strong right now. Small
Hmm.
pulse, ear micro. That I don't know. I would love to see a team successfully pull off something that isn't brawl here, but
Yeah,
it's just you would have to put work in. You would have to actually design a strat, come up with builds, practice it once, twice, before your match day. And if you don't feel like doing that, you can just put together the mass 40-ton brawl drop deck and hang up your hat, focus on a different drop.
yeah, agreed. I mean, one is easier than the other.
You know, so maybe some of the Div A teams will show us something special, but I'm expecting just something more basic and simple here. Okay.
Well, I gotta say, Emmy Squishy has the ME tags, and he's in my unit, so I'm gonna root for them.
Oh,
I know I'm not supposed to pick sides in this, but I'm going to do it anyway.
that's breaking some serious comp rules here for
Yeah,
casters.
how terribly terrible.
Uh, yeah, I've got I've played with some of these guys in the past. It's been a while for most of them, but
I see a lot of good names in here. I like all of them. They're all really good pilots. I
yeah,
think they're just here to have fun in this division. So
yeah, it's an interesting experiment with the draft, and then also you know everybody's kind of playing for fun. It's not, I don't know.
not try hard.
There's no, well, okay, I don't want to offend anyone here, but there's no future getting making a living playing MechWarrior Online. I'm sorry.
Well,
There's no teams out there recruiting the top talent. If you have a standout season, your advancement is to another team that maybe practices a couple more times a week, and that's about it. Like it's not. Yes, I know worlds. You want to win worlds. That's prestige. I get that. It'd be nice, but end of the day, everybody's here is playing for fun. Like, and
yeah.
yeah, the interesting thing is that on one of these teams we have a pair of PGI developers. I don't know if you've noticed that yet.
Oh,
So the second team here, the whole Kernal, which is currently Team 2 in the red, we have Krasdax, which is the map guy, and Frostbite,
oh.
who I don't really know what he does. Was a more recent hire. I think they might be doing like mech cockpits or something. But yeah, we've got PGI devs here.
Actually, that's kind of funny. I was playing in a scrim earlier tonight, and the term, as I understood it at the time, Krasdax came up, and I said Krasdax question mark, and it was explained to me as a kill zone in the map. I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
actually understand that this was a real guy.
I haven't heard it as a verb yet.
Well, it was a verb.
Okay. Well, I'm familiar with Christ. I guess it's something similar.
Okay, Krasdax is the personification of a kill zone, a verb, right?
All right. I'm looking at Team 1, which is the Russian interior decorators in blue. And yeah, they did the Arctic Wolf thing. They SRMs, bombers. They do have an Incubus, which is bringing a more mixed build, but no range on it. Also SRM and small lasers, machine guns, that type of thing. Just checking. They do have one Shadowcat, so 3 ER large and some light machine guns. So they do have one range Overwatch player that's going to be getting some. See if they can get some damage out. Now on the second team here, which is the whole Kernal, we have an Incubus with heavy, large, light machine gun. Two of those. Oh, what is this? A Piranha? I can't get the build. There we go. Standard machine gun, 12 standard machine gun, heavy machine gun, micro pulse lasers on the Viper, and then they have a heavy. They do have a night gear with AC-10 ERBBCs. So significant advantage in terms of range to the one team, but they gave up a lot of speed. That night gear is not known for its swiftness, and that's a lot of tonnage to invest in one mech. If they can keep it alive and get it to hit its shots, that could decide things. But if it goes down early, and what we've got here is the cap is being conceded. There's been no attempt whatsoever to challenge the cap here from the whole Kernal. They are electing instead to send a couple of lights to scout and secure a crow's nest sniping position here for that night gear. The night gear is a mid-range build. Mostly, I would say effective range is 600 to 700 meters with that one ERBC 3 AC-10 build. So they're actually outranged by the Shadowcat from that night gear, but the night gear has the assistance of those Incubus with the heavy large lasers, and the night gear also has a lot more armor than the Shadowcat does.
Gotta say, it's challenging to call these teams because they're both called exactly the same thing.
Yeah, in game they do have the same name.
Yeah,
I'm going to mix it up.
Giggity's team is highly coordinated. They're all kind of bunched up, but I feel like they're setting a trap.
We
Maybe.
have a cap attempt here from the Viper and Piranha. They are getting shot by those ER large, so they're having to back out. If they send up, they need to get that cap point back in order to force the push, I suppose. But at the same time, if they send too many mechs onto Theta, they're just going to get jumped. So, but then again, stacking more mechs on Theta doesn't help to get the cap. I don't know. This is interesting. Those Incubuses need to get a flank angle in that Shadowcat to get into range to deal some meaningful damage, distract the Shadowcat while somebody gets the cap, but that'll leave the Incubus vulnerable to getting jumped by that massive fast brawl pack.
So taking a look at Krasdax now, he's running heavy large on his Incubus light machine guns. Yeah, good build,
Yeah. Piranha
but
took some
has
damage from
some
that
range.
strike, but this cap has almost been decapped. I think that Night Gear needs to start moving up. Where are they? Have they begun moving? They have. The Night Gear's already up on the flank here, getting towards that Shadowcat. I don't think they've been spotted yet. Krasdax was scouting ahead for them. We do have movement from the Brawl Pack. They have seen that Night Gear. They are making a move toward it, but that Night Gear is backing up. Second Incubus from the interior, the whole Kernal is coming over now from their far perch. Night Gear's getting some shots out. The push is coming in.
Yeah, the push is coming.
Shadowcat has jumped off the perch to join. Everybody's all here though. And this Night Gear,
Frankenstein out in front. He's in danger. He needs to cycle out. He's not going
yeah.
to.
Arctic Wolf, open legs, the machine guns are on them from the Piranha, goes down. Looks like the Night Gear is being ignored as the push is going against the Viper, although they didn't quite make it there. Piranha's
Longbows.
gone down,
Yeah.
as had one of the Incubuses from the Russian interior decorators. Night Gear has finally been reached and has an open leg. Now, taking out the legs doesn't take out the weaponry. They need to get that second leg, and this Arctic Wolf from Rickshaw is probably not going to get the job done. Yeah, good job shielding there from the Night Gear, who can now resume shooting at targets. Krasdex has been legged or shut down, perhaps. Looks like an overheat. But Plato J is legged in their Arctic Wolf goes down. We now have Giggity diving in on the Incubus, trying to get the kill. The leg Night Gear is going to be a full participant here in the remaining segment of combat here. Krasdex, open leg. One leg is already off. Yeah, but looks like they survive. Giggity goes down, both legs. So this worked. Both teams doing a little bit more maneuvering than what I was anticipating coming in. But the Night Gear pick did manage to work out. We'll see what the damage totals look like.
So how to summarize this? KDCM pushed in. It was a good push, but they pushed in piecemeal, not totally coordinated. And then on the other side, KDCM received KDCM, and oh god, all right, one KDCM, one against the other KDCM.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of KDCM in this division. Let's jump in some cockpits. Let's look at the ammo counts. Plenty ammo over here on Krasdex.
Artillery strike online.
Crazy Indian Joe is almost out of heavy machine gun ammo. Only 64 rounds left. So that'd be, what, 1-2 trigger taps? The Night Gear has plenty of AC-10 ammo remaining. I'm actually surprised how much ammo is left on that mech. And Squishy IV4's Incubus also has more than enough remaining light machine gun ammo. Just waiting for the final caps to get capped and for the timer to tick up. Happens.
The enemy has capped enough resources. We've failed.
Oh yeah, looking at the damage, KDCM did very well versus KDCM. I'm sorry, Therex, I'm lost with this.
Yeah, so the blue team here is the Russian interior decorators. The red team is the whole kernel. And that will stay constant until another 2 drops from now when we change it all up. Just in case you were feeling, you know, like you finally got your bearings, then we'll...
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay, there's only 1 kill there from the Russian interior decorators, and the other team, the whole kernel, picked up all 5 kills. So that swings this match back in the favor of the whole kernel, who, on my calculations here from the spreadsheet that hopefully is accurate, is 17 points in the match against the Russian interior decorators with 13 so far. The Russian interior decorators did quite well in the 2v2s. Got an early lead there. Now I have to remember the next map. I played this like 2 days ago, I should remember. Oh, it is Solaris City. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I've got damage stats on the screen. Let's look at them. Top damage coming out of Squishy IV4 in that heavy machine gun, light machine gun heavy large laser Incubus, putting out almost 400 damage, picking up 3 of their team's kills. Wow. The Night Gear managed to stay alive, but only put out 226 damage, and picked up 2 kills though. That is pinpoint damage on that Night Gear. I was thinking they might have a little bit higher, as they did invest a lot of tonnage onto that night gear, and it was in a pretty good receive position to start off that when the push came in. We have a zero bomb from one of the Arctic Wolves that got legged on the way in. Wyatt Orc was diving in trying to break up the brawl push. They did distract somebody, and then they went down. So they drew attention. And yeah, other than that, damage spread's relatively even on the majority of players. Probably can tell who went down at what point based off of how much or how little damage they did in terms of the pushing team there, the Russian interior decorators. Alright, just waiting for the teams to pick out their mechs. What we've got here, it's going to be Slayer City. One of the side caps is where we're fighting. It's low-lying buildings in the area, so it makes choke points if you don't have jump jets. You want to bring jump jets, in my opinion. It's very brawlable, though, as we're only up to 300 tons so far with this 5v5 here for the third drop. So that's 50 tons per mech if you want to divide it up evenly.
Hang on. Russian interior decorators.
Yeah, the team name is Russian Interior Decorators, but I believe it's a pair of Italian-American television show characters that are on their logo.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah, KDACM stuff. What do we have? Yeah, I've got a couple seconds here. Maybe I can check the Twitch chat to see if anything's going incorrectly that I need to correct as of like 5 minutes ago. Well, nobody's telling me something went wrong. Last week, lots of things went wrong, so here's hoping that today's going more smoothly.
So, Solaris City fighting over Epsilon. Tonnage limit 300, is that right?
Yeah, 300 tons is the limit.
So this can go several ways. I mean, Brawl Push is viable.
Yeah.
And also kind of Shadowcat, Trady Kitey decks is also viable. KDCM versus KDCM. Let's see what happens.
Yep. Just waiting for second team to lock up. Team 1 locked in at 300 tons, which is what I would expect. Team 2 is hovering 300 tons, and they are green. Waiting for the go-ahead from them.
I'm sorry, Therex, if I'm messing up your stream. I've been drinking, so.
No, no, it's good to have a co-caster here, whenever
Alright.
possible. I'm looking for some more co-casters for another cast in about 22 hours from now, I think it is. 22, 23 hours.
Oh, I'd love to, but I'm going to be in bed by then.
Yeah. Doesn't work with your schedule. But maybe somebody else will pity me and join in. Can always hope.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a lock. And we're launching. Yeah, any stream issues, anyone in chat there can let me know. I won't necessarily notice or be able to fix it during the cast, but I do try to check the comments after the cast to see if there's something I can fix for the future. Lair City is not my favorite map for a simple reason. It just does not run well on my system. I'm looking at the blue team coming in here, which yeah, blue team is still the Russian interior decorators. I've got summoners.
Actually, the biggest bugbear I've got on this map is you have to take jump jets, really, I think, to be effective. But the buildings drag you in and trap you if you're not careful.
Yeah. Some things on this map that... great. I'm dealing with a bit of a
This is
bug.
a buggy map. Yeah, I'm going to call it as it is. It is a buggy map.
Yeah.
You've got to be careful which buildings you jump on because you can get trapped and then it's game over.
Be nice if there was some adjustments made to it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So it is a whole bunch of SRM bomber summoners versus medium pulse, small pulse, mediums, and with jump jets, and then a Kodiak 3, which is running Ultra 10, Ultra 20. 2 Ultra 20, 2 Ultra 10. So that is a standard engine Kodiak. But we have an early engagement here. Zelnaga and Crazy Indian Joe are getting caught by the full 5 against them. Now, the Kodiak has gotten into a shooting position, but I think, yeah, we just got a shift here that the Kodiak's not going to be able to shoot past his cover, whereas Zelnaga's Nova caught out dead. Crazy Indian Joe's also legged, so that was an early pick there. Just some team members got a little bit ahead of the others. 2 mechs down on the side of the whole Kernal, but there is some damage coming in return. Frostbite looks legged as well. Yeah, and now the Kodiak is getting dove by these summoners. That Kodiak's got to be running hot. Goes down. Looks like a lot of heat damage, but it was killed through the legs. Summoner from Giggity is open center torso, missing a side torso. But there's only 1 mech remaining. No, 2 mechs. There's one in the background. The Frostbite with a legged mech is still alive. Krasnek's just been legged as well themselves. Goes down. Now, can Frostbite pick up a kill here in order to get some points for their team? And the answer is unfortunately no. There is damage on the opposing side. We have legged and heat damaged mechs. A lot of heat damage this drop. But the Russian interior decorators win this drop with 3 mechs left standing.
Yeah, no kidding. Brutal early engagement. I mean, just wow.
Yes.
That was over really quickly.
A couple mechs got out ahead, which is generally not a good thing. And the fast brawlers were able to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Find switch layer sides, which there's so many different unit tags in here that are identical. It's hard to know exactly who's on what team. And then we're going on to the next map, which is going to be Viridian Bog. And it's going to be 300 tons. Now, well, I've got the stats up on screen. Let's go over quick. Damage. We have, well, a decent mix of damage on both teams. There is 1 player on each team that is standing out. Franken Seif Ken Frankensievken. 550 damage out of the Esther and Brawler Summoner G, leading their team in damage and picking up 3 kills. On the opposing side, Frostbite in the Nova picked up 500 damage for themselves, which, it looked like maybe they were getting steamrolled, but then their legged mech was left alive and put out significant damage. I'm not really sure how with how that fight was devolving. I was not looking their direction enough, apparently. Squishy IV4 also puts up 540 damage in their Kodiak 3 with that UAC 20, UAC 10 build, which I guess the guns didn't jam. So well done for them. Lower damage out of Zelnaga, a little bit ahead of the team, kind of got picked. So, face checked the brush and had an unfortunate revelation there.
Going kind of deep dive on this map, there's some controversy about config files, and
Oh yeah, talking
that's
about
an interesting
Viridian Bog.
subject. I mean, this is a fun tier, so I don't expect anything too crazy here, but maybe for Worlds coming up, I think there's some discussion for the next Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Viridian Bog is not in the world's pool. Hold on. Am I misremembering that? No, I do believe that Viridian Bog did not get voted into the world's pool. And for myself personally, I did get to vote on that. And I did not vote for maps like Viridian Bog and the Forest Colony Classic, at least in part because of the user config thing, where you can, for anyone who's unaware, the user config.cfg, it's a file on your system that MWO pulls certain graphical settings from, and you can change things in there that you cannot change in your in-game settings. It's perfectly legal. It's been explicitly stated by PGI that you're allowed to make changes in your user CFG. And the controversial aspect here is that, well, I don't know, controversial is the correct way. You can gain a competitive advantage by making changes in that user.cfg because you can turn off foliage in there. It only works on a couple of maps. There's not a lot of foliage that is actually affected by that changing that setting. But on Viridian Bog, you can turn off the lily pads, which are around the theta cap. And with this one cap format, we're actually playing around theta cap. And so if you decide to make that change in your user CFG, you don't see the lily pads. And when you're trading, shooting back and forth, that can be pretty big difference, particularly if somebody brings ECM as well. Because then you don't even have a red box to shoot at. You'll just have like weapons fire coming out of the lily pads. You can't see it if you don't have the user CFG edit, or if you have it, you'll be able to see the mech standing out in the open, right as day. So
yeah, it's a tricky on that. If you
Yeah.
can clear water or foliage, or
yeah,
give yourself some kind of competitive advantage, then
and it's
what do you do? Do you ban it? I mean, how do you ban it? Because
Yeah,
it's undetectable.
in my
Or
opinion,
do you just
uh,
maybe just provide a standard config file for
yeah.
everyone?
So my opinion is that since it's legal and there's probably no way for MW Comp on their own to detect it, it's up to PGI to make the change in order to not allow people to turn off things like the lily pads or the trees. And it's up to PGI to do that work. Now, are they going to do that? Are they not going to do that? I don't know. People have been talking about this for more than a year at this point, and there hasn't really been any change. So, we'll see. I personally did not have that edit in my user CFGs. Still don't. I'm not playing on a team that's trying to get into Worlds or anything like that, where that's where I would start to think that I would need to take that into my to use that. These players may or may not be using it. Again, perfectly legal. Everybody can do it, as long as they're aware that it exists. So, yeah, for anyone
that's
watching,
kind of the problem, isn't it?
If you-
Everyone
yeah.
is aware, and some people use it, some people don't, and it does give an advantage.
I think it's a little bit overblown that everybody thinks everyone else is doing it, and I don't think that it's that widespread. Like I'd think it's 50-50 as to in the comp community whether or not somebody's using it, if even that. All right.
Oh yeah, so 50% of the population has that advantage. I mean, it's
I think it's less than 50%,
oh,
but
all right.
it might be 50%. Again, it's perfectly
So
legal. Everyone can do it. Or well,
so let's call it
yeah.
25%. So the 75% calling hackers accusations. They're kind of correct.
Well, it's not hacking, and I think it's 50% aren't even aware of it.
It
25%
is
are aware
it
but
is
don't
kind
do
of
it, and
hacking a little bit.
25% do it. So that's where I'm at on that. I think like a lot of people, you talk to them and you think it's common knowledge, and they're like, "Wait, you can do that?" Okay,
Yeah.
I'm looking at team switch sides, so I'm looking at the whole kernel here in a summoner with 10 SRM 6. That is going to be hot. We've got a direwolf on the field with AC2, a Mad Cat with Gauss ER large, Sunspider with Ultra 2, and Sunspider Ambush, the hero, with standard clan laser vomit, 2 large pulse, 6 ER mead. So a mix of range and mid range, and then the 1 brawl mech as well. Very, very hot brawl mech. Out of the Team 2 here in the red, which is the interior decorators, we've got a Mad Cat Mark IIB, AC5, ERPPC, mid-range trade, I would classify it. The second Mad Cat, more standard, Ultra 10, Ultra 5. The old school meta, we've got 2 of those on the field, and then the third Mad Cat running large pulse AC5. So 3 Mad Cat Mark IIBs, but there are, 4 of them with 3 different builds. Plus the Viper. Viper did not go to the cap. Viper's going for scouting information, has heavy machine gun, ER micro. So we've got an early peek here out of the summoner with the brawl, trying to get a scout of the Mad Cats. The Mad Cats did not continue moving in that direction though.
I'm liking the look of these Mad Cats. Proper DACA builds. I like it.
Yeah, they're going to look for a standing fight, but they'll have to get into range against that AC2 Direwolf because the Mad Cat kind of has to full expose in order to fight, and that's going to be giving a lot of opportunity for that AC2 Direwolf to return fire. A couple of the Mad Cats holding up in the back here. Movement is lit, and that might be the summoner on the flank that Giggity's going after now. Maybe pulling a bit of a distraction here. We have a 1v1 going on. Or does Giggity want to take that? I don't think they do. But they are. The ambush, Sunspider is coming to back up Zelnaga, so Giggity is leaving in that Viper. Very, very mobile. Can get in, get out, but took a lot of leg damage. The legs are armored still, but red and orange, I believe that is.
Yeah, Giggity weak on the legs now. He's got to be careful about exposing.
Mad Cats are making a push toward the mechs on the flank here. Ambush is getting out, but the summoner is sticking in, and I don't know about this. It's a 1v like 3v4. Summoner's got high burst damage potential here, but there's no. The Overwatch mechs are shifting, but they're nowhere near here yet. And Frostbite is getting jumped by Giggity. Now Giggity looks like they might have been legged though. Yep, Giggity goes down, and
Zell's
Frostbite
got to be careful. He could be picked off here. He's on his own.
looks like he's gotten out. Frostbite is taking damage, but gotten out as well. So. And the Overwatch mechs have now repositioned for the whole kernel against interior decorators here. The Mad Cats, I don't know. I don't think they got what they were looking for there yet. Changing the angle of their push 2 times already. They're going to be coming around a corner here into not optimal firing lines from KDCM in the blue. Interior Decorators, that's their name.
Resource point Theta is
A lot of
ours.
damage coming out here. The Direwolf is being focused though. Crazy Indian Joe looks like they might be going down. Yeah, they've been halved, and they're open center torso as well. Now Squishy IV4 is putting in fire as well now. The Direwolf 30% goes down. So Squishy does not have high DPS though. These Mad Cats will have an advantage there in this push. And Zelnega in their summoner is not in the fight presently. One of the mechs goes down, one of the Mad Cats. Squishy still not open anywhere. And here comes that flanking summoner. That SRM Bomber summoner is now in on the fight. A lot of rear damage on them. That might be cook damage. They need to be very careful. That is a hot build. But Longbow Blue has been cornered by the summoner. Longbow's open CT. Fido J is halved, so not putting out all that much fire. And goes down. That's a win for the whole kernel. They managed to reposition and get that receive, so well done on their side. They did end up sacrificing the direwolf, but they come out with a win.
No punches pulled from either team. Good play.
Yeah, just have to watch a little bit of capping here. So that SRM Bomber Summoner, when it came in, that was, well-timed maneuver to get in that mech in close, kind of do a little bit of cleanup there.
We've gained Epsilon.
Well played out of the whole kernel.
We have Gamma.
You've been accused of dropping a truth bomb.
Sorry, what was that?
Comments.
Did I forget something? Did I forget to change the overlay?
No, I don't think it's sarcasm. I think someone was admiring you for something or other. It's challenging to tell.
You know what?
Streams move so quickly.
No, I did forget to change the overlay. I changed the teams and forgot to change the overlay, so I had the wrong team names above.
I see.
I had a mental note there to do it, and I missed it. So yes, my apologies to everyone watching. We did have an incorrect team label above the team's last drop. We're going on to the next map here, which is going to be Terra Therma Crucible version 4.5 or something. And the drop tonnage here is going to be 500 tons or unlimited, depending how you want to word it.
Yeah, I think max tonnage for five people, right? 100 tons each. This is I kind of like this map for. I mean, what do you do here? I've seen a lot of Kodiaks here, Kodiak 3s, Spirit Bears.
Yeah, Kodiak Spirit Bear I feel is fairly strong on the map if you don't want to overthink your strat. The Kodiak is a very good push mech, mid-range push mech, and then with the volcano and the bridges and such, there's a little bit where you can get some lower body cover and just expose the top mounts, which are very good on the Kodiak. If you want to big brain it, I would think executioners from like the volcanoes would be, you could do a concave around your opponents who just foolishly rush in to go and try and take the cap. But that would take a lot more coordination and time learning the map than what a lot of teams are looking to do.
Yeah, but also wouldn't it be delightful to see, I don't know, 5 linebackers or Vipers or something weird?
Yeah.
This is the division for that kind of play.
Yeah, I've seen teams try to do the low tonnage surprise and drop 5 a fair bit in this league or previous leagues that have had this high tonnage max, because assaults are to an extent countered by fast, leg humping machine gun mechs like Vipers. I don't know if anyone's going to try to do that here on this map. The terrain doesn't seem to favor it, in my opinion, to try and do a rush like that, low tonnage rush. It would surprise me, and it's generally designed to surprise people if anyone tries to do that. And
Yeah, I mean, you can only do it from team 2.
yeah, that's the other thing. And with me being in control of the lobby here, there's no like 3, 2, 1, everybody green, hit the launch button. Haha, our opponents never saw it, right? So,
Yeah.
Team 2, you can try to pull it off, but the opposing team, if they're paying attention to the tonnages in the lobby, they're still going to see it and be able to start calling out desperately like adjustments that they're making on the fly while they're in the loading screen. The low tonnage strat, I love it when it works or when it's even attempted, but I don't think Terra Therma Crucible is the map to try it on. And I don't think I've seen Executioners used from either team yet, so that could be something that's going to show up here. Maybe they were saving their Executioners for the last drop. There have been there's been at least one direwolf used up. I don't think any of the Kodiaks have been. For anyone who's unfamiliar, there is a chassis limit. You can only use 4 of a mech throughout the entire match, excluding the first drop and all the mini drops that accompany it. So we had a direwolf used last drop at one of the teams, so that's unavailable for use in this final drop. And then there were some Vipers used as well, so you can't do a mass Viper rush in the last drop for those teams. But I think the Executioners, we could see 4 Executioners out of a team, or we could see the 4 Kodiaks.
Yeah, that may be true. I've seen a lot of Kodiaks and a couple of Executioners on this map.
Yep.
That's my guess. We'll see. 490 versus 480, kind of equal in tonnage. A little bit down on their max.
I guess I should bring up the scoreboard here. So, assuming I've done this all correctly, and both teams are named KDCM, so maybe something went a little bit off here. But what I've got is 30 teams for Russian interior decorators against 34 points for the whole Kernal. So this is a very close match. Now, coming into this, the Russian interior decorators had 99 points to the whole Kernal's 94 points. So if my numbers are correct here, we're looking at a difference of a single point on the division coming into this final drop. Now, there's also 2 weeks to be played after this, but just pointing out, everything is very, very close, very much on the line here for both these teams trying to, cement their location near the top of the stream here.
How are these teams positioned prior to this match?
So the interior decorators were at 99 points and in first place, and the 94 points for the whole Kernal actually only had them in third place in the division.
Oh,
It's a very tight division.
yeah.
Most of the divisions are not this tight, so the draft might have worked in terms of keeping it competitive.
Okay, so both teams are really trying here.
Yeah, and we're dropping in. I need to get off the lobby screen before I forget.
How the heck does KDCM have an entire division
It was negotiated or requested, and they got permission to do it. So,
right?
Yeah, and it's not all KDCM pilots. Like, they were recruiting heavily to bring people in.
Okay.
Team 2, I'm double checking that. That's the interior decorators. Interior decorators, they have Mad Cat, with UAC 20, 2 UAC 10, and some micro... No, that's a Blood Asp. Why am I saying a Mad Cat? Sorry, correction. Blood Asp with mid-range DACA, Kodiak, mid-range DACA, no ERPPC. They're doing ER Meads instead on their AC-10 Kodiaks, so that's a little bit non-standard in my mind. One of them does have the ERPPC instead of the ER Meads. But that's mass AC-10, very pinpoint damage there with those high mounts. And looking at Team 1 here, which is the whole Kernal, we have Blood Asp with mid-range DACA, Kodiak, that is a Spirit Bear with Brawl, has a Mead Pulse, not Flamers. Executioner, 2 ERPPC and red lasers. Second Spirit Bear is running the ERPPC with the AC or LBX-20 and SRM 6s. And then the second Executioner, Squishy's Executioner, has 4 large pulse. So mid-range Vomit with red laser backup. And then the 2 ER Peeps, which can brawl but is more kind of doing range stuff. So we do have that. The Executioner is going off to the side here. Zelnega is going to be looking for a side flank to harass with those ERPPCs. Wish he's getting a scout here. You might want to get out of there, buddy. A lot of Kodiaks coming your way, and you don't have teammates near you. Just saying. Okay, trying to shoot a UAV. Squishy's now taking a little bit of fire. No UAVs up presently. Squishy shot one down, and I don't know if they launched the one themselves, but there's a... Oh no. Mass movement here from the Kodiaks. The Blood Asp is lagging behind at the start of this fight. It is essentially 3v4 to start off with. Zelnega's coming in on the flank with their ERPPC Executioner, did make it in time, and Frostbite with the Brawl Spirit Bear kinda kiting back. Is anyone going to chase after them? Yes, Plato J is going in down after them.
Kodiaks are a solid choice on this map, but I don't feel they're utilizing them properly. Their push was a bit too staggered, and they're paying the price for this now.
Yeah, low percentages on the team with a higher number of mechs up. But we have significant damage on both teams here, just 2 casualties on the one side. So this fight is going in the favor of the whole Kernal at the moment. Squishy IV4 in the background getting focused a little bit, but has gotten away. There's only 2 mechs remaining here for interior decorators. They are surrounded. Longbow Blue is gone down. Where's the remaining mech? Quickly trying to find it. In the low ground there, Plato J did manage to pick up their kill against Frostbite that they'd gone chasing after, but they were shut down, and they go down. What was that, CT kill? Yes, it is. So 4 remaining on the one side. Open center torso on the Blood Asp. Going to quickly check some more damage here. Open center torso on Executioner. One of the Executioners is halved with an open side torso. And Spirit Bear from Indian Joe has a open side torso as well. So heavy damage on the side of the whole Kernal, but they do pick up the win. That was a close brawl there. And, you know, I would have picked the Kodiak side in that brawl at the start just based off of the builds. But they were pushing into receiving. So maybe... you know what? ERPPCs on the Executioner, I still think that should have favored the Kodiak brawl push.
Yeah, I think in theory you're right, but they didn't coordinate well enough. Good match.
Yeah, actually it was a pretty close match. Again, I hope I got the scoreboard correct here. I've got it marked down as 48 points in favor of the whole Kernal to 31 points from the interior decorators. So, well played, both teams. Both of the teams got a significant number of points, but in the end, the whole Kernal comes out slightly ahead. Let's see if I can update the scoreboard to be more accurate here in terms of points. So I'm getting 142 on the side of the whole kernel, if I am correct. To 130 on the side of the Russian interior decorators. Again, that's not official. I might have missed something somewhere or mathed wrong. Everyone's called KDCM now in my brain, so yeah, a little bit of mush here. That's it for the match. Thank you, Dubious Squirrel, for stepping in, joining me on the cast here. Always good to have a co-caster.
Oh, thank you for the invitation.
It's been Therax running the show here tonight for the most part, trying to keep everything, all the plates in the air spinning. So thanks for sticking with us, even with the mistakes. Thank you to both teams for showing up, playing, allowing us to stream their match. That would be KDCM, Russian Interior Decorators, and KDCM, the whole kernel. Thank you both for playing here. This was Division S and Week 3, and thank you viewers for being with us. I'm gonna cut it here. I gotta go.
Yeah. Good night, all.